All right, we're live. I'm in the bed, a new place. So I've been outside, I've been in the living room, now I'm in the bedroom. And let's get started with the not mainstream, the last day of June before July 1st rolls around, which is tomorrow. And Independence Day is coming up on Tuesday, which is awesome. But we got
Yeah.
a loaded show for you guys tonight. We're going to
Yep.
discuss some. We got some conspiracies that we're going to discuss. 9/11 being an inside job, the JFK assassination, and was the moon landing fake? Was the moon landing fake? Interesting. So I picked three
and
conspiracies.
and
Yeah, go ahead.
if you don't mind, I know this isn't a Bigfoot show, but I do have a conspiracy theory about the Patterson Gimlin film.
All right, that sounds good. I mean, it ties
Yeah.
in. It ties in with the conspiracy show. So we got a loaded for show for you tonight. Not only conspiracies, but holy hell, that was a tremendous news-packed week this week. Let's start with the CNN scandal because it's very big and very huge. And then we got Bernie Sanders and his wife under FBI investigation. And we got Andrew McCabe, the FBI acting director. He's under FBI investigation. So many things is happening. We just can't keep up with them. We try to, but we try to keep up with it. We don't know if we're going to keep up, up to date on this stuff because everything's happening so fast.
And the Twitter war between President Trump and Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski from Morning
Wait a minute,
Joe.
it's low IQ, crazy Mika, and Psycho Joe.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so man, a lot. So let's get with the CNN scandal because their network is floundering right now. CNN is floundering. A&E, AT&T is supposed to be doing a merger with Time Warner sometime soon. And they're in the talks of trying to get Jeff Zucker out of there because he's so toxic to the brand. They don't want nothing to do with him. But
yeah,
let's start with.
I've heard they're trying to push Zucker out. So
yeah, I hate CNN, but that's the best thing they can do is push Zucker out. That is the best thing they can do because he is toxic to the CNN brand. But let's get with that started this whole scandal, which was this online news piece that they did was blatantly fake. They had no facts to back it up. They had to do a retraction. Three of the people that was involved with the article resigned, aka probably got fired, and that just started there with the whole CNN scandal. Then next came the Project Veritas tapes, where you had hey Amy.
Okay, this must be Amy.
Yep.
Here I am.
Hey Amy.
Hey.
We're talking about
we were
CNN.
just getting into the CNN scandals.
Oh, is the Veritas project thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
CNN scandal. Hey Lil. Hey Lil, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. You sound great.
Hi.
All right, so yeah,
hi everybody.
Hey Lel, this is Amy. Amy, Lel, I don't know if you remember each other or met each other yet.
Yes, we did a show together.
I think we met once. How you doing, Amy?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
Okay, Lel, to bring you up to speed, we are talking about the CNN scandal that broke earlier this week. You know, the fake news story that they put online. Then three of their resigned were fired, most likely.
They say resignation, but I think it's fired.
We were just about to get into the Project Veritas videos.
Yep. So the first video that came out was with some kind of medical producer, health producer, and he basically said that the whole Russia thing was bullshit. Then another video came out with
what he basically said, Shane, is he said that it was bullshit, and he said that the president was most likely correct.
That is the whole witch hunt.
On
the whole witch hunt.
On it being a witch hunt, yes, not it being fake news, yeah.
Then another video
And
came out the
apparently,
next day.
this one guy has worked for CNN for like 15 years.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and CNN basically just passed that off and did some kind of comment, made a PR stunt about diversity, how we were diverse. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to
do
me.
you know? You know who they brought in to? Do you know who they brought in to preach about the virtues of diversity?
Who? Oh, was that the Elmo stuff?
The immigration
Yes.
stuff.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I saw that.
All right. Yeah, we'll get into that because that deals with this whole CNN scandal.
That
So
ugh.
so after the one video came out, and the next day another video came out with Van Jones. Now
Yeah.
he is a freaking commentator on there almost 24/7. He's a CNN contributor, and he said the whole
Yes, too. He's a
yeah.
communist.
Yeah, and he said that the Russian.
He's the one who said there was a white lash coming.
Yeah, he was the one that
That's
said
the
that.
guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is the election. Yep.
yeah, he said that the whole Russia thing was a big nothing burger. And where have you heard this before? That came out of my mouth a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yes.
burger. Van Jones, if you're watching, hey man, you got your ass handed to you.
He did. He did.
What?
Basically,
That guy.
of course, he didn't realize he was being taped. Obviously, it was undercover.
Yeah, and I didn't
But
hear
for him
anything.
to actually admit this,
Yeah.
it's big. It's huge.
It's huge.
That's all they've
Huge.
got.
Yeah, that's all they've got. And
It's
Van
all-
Jones released a Twitter statement, and he said that it was edited. And I highly doubt that this was edited. Highly doubt that it was it. I mean, Van Jones should know edit it because he works for CNN. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, they would.
Yeah, really.
That was not edited at all.
No, it wasn't.
Then we came with a third video today with another CNN producer. It was talking about Kellyanne Conway and the way she looked, and he said that she looked like she got hit in the face with a shovel. Sexist, misogynistic CNN producer said that Kellyanne Conway got hit. Looks like she got hit in the face with a shovel.
Oh, it's okay for them to say things like that.
Yeah, but when Donald Trump comments on someone's facelift, that's not allowed. That's unpresidential.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break. Just give me a break.
Well, 2 years ago, it was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
complete
Well,
opposite.
it goes towards the hypocritical nature of the left, also.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very.
I mean, it's okay if they do it, but if someone else that's not on their side does it, then backlash happens. Backlash, major backlash.
And to me, the strangest, weirdest, I don't know, bewildering part is that if anybody on the left steers a tiny bit to the right or anything, they are thrown out, hated.
Yeah, they are blackballed.
They are blackballed. Yeah, that's a good word.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you got these, extremist gay people on the left, basically saying that the right people like Milo and Peter Thiel, those gay people, are evil men because they don't stand for what we stand for. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. This is not a cult, people, even though they live in a cult-like bubble.
Well, some may not, but there is a very, very low percentage of gay people in America to start with, and the LGBT, and they have, anyway, but the majority of those just want to live their life, go to work, pay their bills, and live a regular life.
Yeah.
It's even it's a small percent.
I think it's 1%.
Yeah, that are gay or lesbian to start with, and of that, half or three quarters, probably three quarters, just want leave me alone, let me live my life. Be nice to me, I'll be nice to you, and that's how I am.
Yep, exactly.
Care. As long as you're decent, nice, do what you want to do. But it's the small part of the percent, the ruckus, and making it look bad for all the rest that are decent, kind, hardworking people.
Well, that was the thing with the whole bathrooms when they were trying to, legalize it and Target and all that. It's like they're going out of their way for 1% of the population, and that's like the whole United States. And they were making it into something that it didn't need to be made into. I mean, gay people have been around for the beginning of time, and it's never been an issue before.
Yeah. Until they made it an issue. But getting back to CNN. So they had Elmo on one of their programs to promote the entrance of migrant children, and that migrant children is just like little. That's my horrible Elmo voice. Just like
do it again.
Just like American children. Just like that's my horrible Elmo voice. That was more of a I don't know what you can call it. That wasn't Elmo, I can tell you that. More of a Elmo on crack or something. Anyway, Elmo said that migrant children is just like American children, and basically Trump, they didn't mention Trump by name, but he's like a big monster and doesn't want children to let in. It's disgusting that they have to sink so low to use his Sesame Street character to promote their agenda.
That was low.
The problem is Sesame Street has been leftist for a long time. A lot of people may not have really noticed.
That's what I was going to say.
But you know, I have a new.
But
now they've like doubled down on their leftism.
It wasn't quite so forward and in your face. The 70s and the 80s and maybe the 90s.
When it first started out.
It has. We didn't mind. I mean, who minded?
I mean, I watched Sesame Street when I was a kid.
Words and American words and colors, and it was fine. It was wonderful. But you can't go to left, and that is also the reason why does PBS need to be federally funded?
Well, what I was going to say was now, let's see, now Sesame Street is brought to you by the letters FNN for Fake News Network, and by the number 20, which is where CNN is in the ratings.
That's great. That is great. So where does CNN go from here after this hell week they've had?
Close them down.
Well, before Lel and Amy got on, me and Henry was talking about AT&T and the Time Warner merger, and AT&T basically said they want Jeff Zucker out of there because he is so toxic to the CNN brand. So that's going to be real interesting to see where that goes.
Oh yes, that will be.
CNN is going to, if they're going to stay, they need to get rid of everybody in there and just start fresh. And I would like to see them neutral, not right or left or anything. Just report the facts. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, I was going to do a vlog this week, but I didn't get a chance to about Trump versus CNN, and basically the whole premise of the blog was basically what Trump needs to do. And here's what I suggest: what Trump needs to do is direct strike or newspaper or any mainstream media gets caught in lying, revoke their press credentials right then and there.
That would be 90% of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if anybody, if people didn't already know that the Russian story and all that, it was made up, that, let's just say there were some people that didn't know it was fake. After all of these videos, if they still continue to watch CNN,
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. Also, in a new video, the one about the one that was released today, one of the producers said that the CNN viewers are so fucking stupid that the American people's dumb, basically.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
they're the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the dude that crafted Obamacare said. What was his name?
Oh yeah, the guy that said
Gruber.
the American people's Gruber.
Gruber.
That said the American people are so dumb.
Yeah.
And I saw a thing the other day about I think it was
MSNBC.
MSNBC. Could have been CNN, but I think it was MSNBC. And it was, I don't remember, a little video, a little something anyway. And one of the hosts or whatever, anyway, had said, our job is to shape the Americans' opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what the mainstream media does. They try to
Or something.
falsify a narrative.
Paraphrase, but yeah.
Yeah, they try to create a narrative so they can basically shape it to the American people, and they can project it onto the American people. And it's backfiring big time because people now knows that the mainstream media is a bunch of liars.
Yep.
But let's see here. So I think that's pretty much it with CNN. We'll definitely keep up on this story, especially if Jeff Zucker gets fired or has to resign or steps down or something in the next couple of weeks before this whole TNT Time Warner merger that's going on. Other news, Bernie Sanders and his wife are under FBI investigation. Oh my God. Well, and they're under FBI investigation because of bank fraud.
And it's Trump.
Oh, really?
It's
Bank fraud.
all
Oh, it's all on Trump. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I hope it is Trump's. I hope it's all Trump. I hope Trump. It's Donald Trump's fault. Though, if he would have just did the whole single payer tax plan, then I would not be under investigation for bank fraud. That's my Bernie Sanders.
Hey, that was a good one.
Yeah, I did a good. It's better than Elmo. All right.
Yeah, that's better than Elmo.
I can do my Bernie Sanders now. So him and his wife is under investigation for the FBI because of bank fraud and because she was president of some college and she did something to the college. I didn't really follow the story that much. Let me
I didn't either.
He didn't.
The only thing that I saw was where Bernie Sanders got angry at a reporter. I don't know if it was CNN he was talking to or NBC.
It was Fox News.
Oh, was it? Fox.
And they asked him about the whole FBI investigation, but he didn't even respond to it. And he was just talking about the Trump care that's going on, the whole healthcare plan.
From what I got, what little I saw and read of the Sanders and his wife thing, it wasn't. She was a professor at some college, for 100 years, or I don't know, whatever. It wasn't like she embezzled or stole or anything, but it was like they had not paid their taxes right with her income and whatever. It was a discrepancy in the taxes they had filed.
Yeah, it's always a discrepancy.
Yeah, and something to do. There was a big, God, 2 or 3 big paragraphs about the Bernie Sanders, everybody sending in $27.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't put, and if anybody knows if I'm saying wrong or whatever, please correct me. But he couldn't put all of the $27 that he got in contributions to the campaign. He had to put into the campaign. But he had written this book a number of years ago, which he had retitled and was reselling for $27. And that book was going into his personal, but they were screwing, mixing somehow up the paperwork.
Well, listen, they got Capone on tax evasion.
Anyway, right? Yeah.
They got Al Capone on tax evasion. So Bernie better be careful.
You know,
Yeah.
just a little story. Al Capone, he came to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they had a hideout like 5 miles from here in a place it's called Ocklawaha, and they hid out there for a while.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I
Let's
mean,
see
sorry,
here. I'm trying to.
that's a off thing, but I just thought that when you said Al Capone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to see what's going on here. Okay, so apparently his wife, Jane, orchestrated the purchase of 33 acres along Lake Champlain in Burlington, Vermont's largest city, where her husband has minted the populist brand as the mayor. Apparently, that the letter alleged that to secure a $10 million loan. Okay, so apparently she falsified and inflated nearly $2 million that she claimed donors had pledged to repay the loans.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So basically, she lied about a loan from a bank she got from a bank that she got. Now, some people said that this is Hillary Clinton's idea to get back at Bernie Sanders because she had to rig the election against him so that she would win, and she got pissed off about it. So now she's coming back and during that, and some people saying this is, and some people saying this is Trump draining the swamp too. So this is going to be really interesting to see where this goes. Hopefully, he has to step down of the Senate or Congress because of this.
He should retire.
Now he's like 80.
He's 75.
Well, I don't see if you're under federal investigation, I don't see how you could even be in the Senate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He might be like Strom Thurmond and live to be 190.
He would have to.
I don't not remember Strom Thurmond. He was from my neck of the woods.
Bernie Sanders would probably have to recuse himself at some point.
Well, him and his wife got a lawyer, and they lawyered up.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So it's going to be really interesting to see where this
Better
goes.
call Saul.
Yeah, exactly. Better call Saul. I don't know if Saul can help him on this.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
It's going to be difficult. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
lawmakers are way more scarier than meth makers.
Mm-hmm.
In some sense, yes.
Yeah, I mean, they are. They're more dirty and criminal. They're terrible people. Well, most of them.
Let's see here.
I say
A lot of stuff happened this week.
not all. They're all hung up in the same crap, but there are a few that are really trying to do something better.
Okay, so let's talk about what happened yesterday. Trump sent out a tweet about Mika and Joe Scarborough from Morning Joe, and he referenced her facelift, which I thought was funny as hell.
Yeah.
And now people are saying that it's misogynist, it's sexist.
Oh, the way he talks about women.
Oh yeah.
Well, look. With all the stuff they've been saying about him on Morning Joe, questioning his sanity and all that, I mean, they were about due to have something thrown back at them.
Yeah. And apparently the reason why that Minka and Joe are so mad is because Trump refused to meet with them back in December at Mar-a-Lago. And so now they're on a rage against Trump. But here's the thing. Joan Rivers, the late Joan Rivers, joked about her plastic surgeries all the damn time. And people joked about her surgeries as well. You never hear a complaint from either side.
No.
But it was her choice to make the jokes or not. I mean, it was Joan's choice to joke about herself. And then if people joke back, then she had started it and it was all a joke. But in general...
Was that Amy?
What was that?
Oh, right before she died, did y'all ever catch that clip where chasing her or following her, and she was going into a building, and they had said something about Obama, and or Michelle Obama, and she said, "You know that it's a man." Did y'all ever remember that?
She did say that, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then right after that is when she died, and that.
Interesting.
How that happened?
Well, you know, the Clintons have 100 or at least 100, is it 200? Unknown deaths left in
the Clinton body count.
Yeah. And I just don't see how. Oh man, I wish I was an investigator.
Joan Rivers, I think, was very liberal in some aspects, but Joan Rivers was Jewish too, and the Obamas were not Jewish. If you get what I'm saying, you know, I'm not Jewish, you're not Jewish, but they wouldn't say it out loud, but anti-Jewish. I'm pro-Jewish. You know.
Okay, did we talk about Hillary Clinton being under investigation again?
But Joan Rivers.
Because now Hillary Clinton is being under investigation again, and now they're saying that she should have her security clearance revoked. So Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and Loretta Lynch are all under investigation.
Why in the heck?
Does she still have the security clearance? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. That's what the Daily Mail was reporting, stating that her and the IT people is going to get their security clearance revoked. But these are the people that's under investigation: Hillary
Is it
Clinton, Bernie
because
Sanders, and Loretta Lynch, and now acting director, FBI director Andrew McCabe is under arrest. So this could be right here, draining the swamp, right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, um, now we just need to get Obama in there, get him on investigation.
he's on another vacation?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, he's in Indonesia.
Did you see the CNN report where they was talking about his damn pants?
Oh.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, they did it. They did an article saying, "Oh my God, look at Obama and his awesome jeans."
Oh,
for
yeah.
God's sake. Wait, I thought he.
Because there are people like that. Oh my God.
If that's the biggest thing you've got to worry about in your life,
Yeah.
consider yourself blessed and move on.
Number one, he's the former president. Why are they continuing to talk about the former president?
Of him.
Oh, yeah, that's what I
Oh,
was.
well, of course.
He's
Yeah.
their god.
Do you think that Michelle is really a man?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
No, I don't think.
Uh,
In all reality, I don't think she is. But
no,
Probably.
that's a good
I do.
question.
could be gay. He might not be gay. I don't know. It's not for me to say, for me to judge, whatever. But
Henry, you just called Michelle Obama a Sasquatch? What?
She's part Sasquatch.
she does have that look a little bit once in a while.
I mean, if
Now,
let's just
now,
say
Henry,
she
don't
was.
be racist. You racist,
Yeah, that's not
sexist,
nice.
misogynist.
If she was or is a man or was a man and now she's a woman, it would make sense the steps that Obama took for. I mean, he would light up
Transgender.
the white. He would light up the White House in rainbow colors, but we never saw him do it for 4th of July.
Nope.
We didn't
I think-
didn't see that.
If she was really a man, I think they would have said something because they love the transgenders.
I don't
Because
know. That would be the
how he is. Because remember when Bruce and there was all over him for a while, and then he came out to be a Trump support, and they for now.
Well, I can tell you this much: we never saw that. We never saw the White House lit up in blue for the
Oh man, I
fallen
hope
cops.
Trump does that for 4th of July. Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Light up the White
I think
House.
Yeah.
He already did. The White House has been lit up in the American flag for the past few days.
Oh wow. Awesome.
Oh really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Trump is going to help us so much. I firmly believe it, and I pray
Mhm.
every day, dear
Yep.
Lord, help Trump. But I still think that there are, no matter what the polls say, Trump got voted in
Mhm.
by a big damn margin.
Yep.
And I think there are a lot of people who are pulling for Trump who are afraid to say they are.
Mhm. They are. I'm glad you brought up the polls because Trump is now investigating voter fraud, and there was an article that came out, and 2 states, Virginia and California, said they are not going to turn over their voter registrations for the investigation. And those 2 states, Hillary Clinton won those. So either they're afraid that voter fraud is going to be found out, or they keep on saying voter fraud doesn't exist. Well, you know what? Turn over your voter rolls if you believe that. And then they were found nothing. If you actually believe that voter fraud does not exist, turn them over. And you have nothing to hide.
I agree.
I don't see why not. Why don't you turn them over?
I agree. Virginia is a big state, a big deciding state anyway. But California,
Mhm.
Let's see what California provides, which
Mhm.
I guess, I mean, I guess they're not, but between the liberals, the illegal,
Mhm.
the fraud.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I'll
Dead
stop
people.
now. Y'all go on.
Well, the left is always touting, well, Hillary won the popular vote.
But here's the thing:
Well,
minus the illegal voting, minus the voter fraud, minus the dead people voting, Trump would have won the popular and the electoral. Bet my bottom dollar on that. Plus, I wholeheartedly believe that Trump won Virginia, but they rigged it in Hillary's favor. I really believe that because I live on the West Virginia border, and me and my dad went down to Tazewell, and that Tazewell between here and Tazewell, farm country. Tazewell, Virginia is farm country, and there were great big signs, big bulletin board signs, big poster board signs of Trump, Pence everywhere. I really believe that Trump won Virginia.
he did.
I also think that he won the popular as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you take out if you take out the illegals, if you take out California and take out the leftist hubs, the hub
Mhm.
cities like New York and Chicago and all that.
Well, he did won more states than Hillary. He won at least 30 some, and she won 19.
Mm-hmm.
So, he won more states.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney won the popular vote. The Democrats didn't give a crap about that, did they?
Nope.
Well, I mean, we've discussed it before. The popular vote doesn't really mean much. It's the electoral vote.
Mhm.
That's what I'm. Well, that's what the popular vote.
And you notice
The popular
it's
vote is one
only
of the.
that wants to eliminate the electoral college. And they only want to eliminate the electoral college if their candidate supposedly wins the popular vote.
Every 4 years, they're like, we got to get, if they lose every 4 years, and if there's a loss on their side, they're like, we need to abolish the electoral college. Every 4 years, we hear that. And nothing comes of that. Let's turn into some more horrific news today. So there was a shootout at a Bronx hospital earlier today,
Oh, I did not
and
know about it.
yeah, 5
A
people were
doctor.
injured. Yeah, the doctor that formerly worked there caused it. 5 people were injured. 2 people were dead, and that included the doctor. He turned the gun on himself and shot himself. And there's a photo of his body on Twitter and Facebook
I have
that you can
not
see.
seen.
Yeah.
They have a picture of his body dead online.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see
I
that.
posted it. Yeah, I posted that
You did?
on the politically alternative. Yeah.
Oh,
3 victims was doctors. 7 people were shot. 1 victim has died, and 3 victims are doctors.
could you imagine if that? I mean, people that actually saw him as a patient, how they must feel right now. I mean, that's. I mean, you go to doctors for help, and then, I mean, they're human too and have problems. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
this guy had some mental problems, but that's pretty scary to see that.
Mm-hmm. WNBC reported that after shooting the victims, many of them, if not all doctors, Bello tried to set himself on fire on the 17th floor of the hospital. The hospital fire alarm was activated, and the fire department, FDNY, firefighters on standby outside of the hospital, NYPD, executed. It's active shooter protocol. The suspect later was found dead on the upper floor by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Bella was a former employee. He was terminated for harassing a fellow worker. He had at least 3 prior arrests, 1 for sexual abuse. the incident is not to believed to be terror related. Yeah.
No, just domestic terror.
Yeah, that's sort of domestic terror, yeah. But
Yeah, domestic terror.
yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of the families on that.
I agree. Amen.
Very much so.
So Trump, well, actually not Trump, but the House voted on two border security measures. One, no sanctuary cities, and the other, Kate's Law, which was unanimously passed, and now it's going to go on to the Senate, and we'll see what happens after that. Hopefully, they'll get their heads out of the Russia's ass and vote for these two bills. I mean, these bills right here is key if we want secured borders.
I agree. Both very important.
Very important. Yes, I agree too.
Let's see here.
I did see where there were some. I saw today that some senators wanted to cancel the summer break and keep on working.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Again?
For the I guess for the healthcare stuff that's going on.
Right.
Going back to the whole no sanctuary cities bill and Kate's Law. Only one person voted against it, and that was Amash Ashmosh. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Let me look him up here.
Some jackass.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
there was a big incident that happened in Tampa. There is a nuclear power plant. It's TECO. It's Tampa Electric. They have a power plant that is west of Tampa, I believe. It's in Apollo Beach, but it's on the border of Tampa. But that's where their facility is at, and there was a major explosion yesterday, and two people have died from that explosion, and 2 workers there, and there were a lot of security breaches across the country. I don't know if y'all see anything about that, where the hackers are getting into our nuclear. They're bypassing all the security, getting into our systems. So I don't know if it's
our local hospital got attacked by them hackers. So they had
all over the country.
Yeah, so they had to shut down every single computer because they was afraid that they might get in there and get their information.
CNN wanted to redeem themselves even a little bit. Instead of talking about Obama's genes, they should be talking about what's going on with these hacks and who's behind them and who's doing it. I mean, this explosion could have been something not related in the slightest. However, I just think the timing is very different, odd.
Yeah. I mean, these attacks could be caused by, Russia, China, North Korea, any of these countries.
And this power plant, it's called Big Bend, and I used to live somewhat close when I lived down in the Tampa area. I lived pretty close to that, and I can't recall ever there being an explosion like that since I've been alive. So to know that all these hacks are going on where they're getting into our nuclear facilities, that bothers me. Because if they're able to do that, and let's just say hypothetically that explosion came from them shutting a breaker or whatever down, I mean, what else?
That's cyber warfare.
I mean, what can happen? And because the media isn't, touching this, it makes me question it even more, because when they're silent about something, that means something major is going on.
Well, the liberals don't believe it's going to happen or could happen.
But it is happening.
We saw that with the whole servers.
Right now.
Oh my!
The person that voted against Kate's Law was Justin Amish, Amash. So, you know,
I've heard that name. The name is familiar. Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, if you're in that
What
district,
state is
vote
he
him out
from?
next year. What was that,
Yeah.
Amy?
What state is he from?
Let's see here.
Pennsylvania.
He's in Pennsylvania,
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Michigan,
Because he's
Oh,
Amish.
Michigan.
Oh, that's funny. That was a good one.
So if you're in Michigan, vote him out.
Yeah. One thing we need to talk about, and this is a big thing, the Supreme Court cleared the way for President Trump's
Oh yeah, the
travel
travel ban.
restriction law.
Yeah,
Yes.
that took effect yesterday at 8 o'clock.
24 hours ago. Yeah.
Yep. And Hawaii is trying to fight back for some reason. I mean, once the Supreme Court rules final, that's it. That's it. There's nothing you can do.
Mhm.
So what they did was they rule in some of Trump's favor for some parts of the ban.
Yes.
And after they come on back from break in October, they're going to finish ruling on the rest of it.
Right.
But yeah. So this is a huge win for us. Huge
And
win.
it was a 9-0 decision, which was surprising.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm shocked too.
I would have thought that Gargoyle Ginsburg would have voted against it.
Now
Really?
they're saying that Ruth Ginsburg should recuse herself from all of Trump's cases that's going to be happening in the Supreme Court because of her bias and because she's biased.
Yeah.
And for Trump now?
she is.
She's biased against Trump.
No,
and,
we're talking about Ginsburg. Ginsburg,
Yeah.
you know, that gargoyle.
yeah. Bill
He does look
Clinton
like a
kind of ran.
The
She
little,
does.
lady
The little old lady.
that had 3 sips of wine and went to sleep at whatever gala event it was.
Yeah.
She's been in there since the Clinton administration. And she was in her
Yep.
80s. She's been there since the Clinton administration.
Now they're saying that Justice Kennedy might be on the brink of retirement.
Uh-huh.
They said that he might retire in the soon future. So if he does, that means Trump gets another pick, and we'll be winning again.
That would be
As
all.
long as it's not Ted Cruz.
Yeah, and it's rumored that it's going to be Judge Napolitano.
Oh.
Jeannie?
I like him.
No, Judge Andrew Napolitano.
Yeah, Napolitano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although Judge
I don't know
Deneen
who that is.
Yeah, Judge Deneen would be good though too.
He's on Fox News
Well,
a lot.
isn't her last name similar?
Yeah, Napolitano is on Fox all the time.
I think didn't he do with the OJ case, Napolitano?
He
Oh, no.
if he did, he was on. Yeah,
Well, if he
I
did,
don't
if he
think-
was on the OJ case, that would be bad.
I don't think
but
he had anything to do with that. No.
Okay.
I know.
'Cause I remember the name, but he was associated with a case, but I can't remember which case.
I don't remember.
But he
You're
is.
thinking about Judge. You're thinking about Judge Ito, Lance Ito. Yeah.
That's who
Hmm.
the
That Japanese
maybe.
dude.
Maybe.
OJ case. But Napolitano is really good. He is. It seems like wasn't he a New York cop
Mhm.
for years and years, and then became a detective, and then became a judge. I mean, I don't know. He's been in it all his life, and he is conservative, but he knows both sides. He understands both sides. He's when he's asked about a case or something that he tries to present the side of the defendant, the side of, the perpetrator or whatever, and on, just on Fox News, he tries to come from both perspectives. I think he's a very intelligent, smart, well-educated, and capable, very capable, has
Wait for the
experience.
Supreme Court, and that'll be just more winning for us if he's on there.
Yes, and like I say, he does lean conservative,
Mm-hmm.
but he takes the law and the Constitution very seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a win, a major win.
Oh, it would be great.
And I
Yeah.
think there might be they said that one or two of them is retiring. I can't remember the second one, but Justice Kennedy is the one that came to my mind. But if there's like another one that's going to retire, that means Trump gets 2 picks and he gets to push them on through and be winning, winning, winning. We're going to win so much. We're going to say, President Trump, stop, stop. We can't take it anymore.
I agree. Yay!
Can we lose it just one time?
No,
Then he'll say, no, no, no. We're going to win. We're going to keep winning.
no.
Oh, so speaking of President Trump, there's an Amy. You show this to me. So Disneyland down in Florida is during the Hall of Presidents. Trump is going to be robotic, and he's going to do his own voice.
Yes,
Oh, I
he is.
saw that.
Trump is going to be in the Hall of Presidents,
Yes,
and he's going to do his voice.
When they were even considering it not to be, I was upset. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they went ahead and made that decision.
Yeah.
That is.
Well, he is the first. He is the first WWE Hall of Famer to become president. So
I know. This is great. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He's a blue-collar billionaire, and he's just an all-around amazing, awesome person. And I really hope I get the chance to go down to Florida and at least see the Hall of Presidents exhibit and see.
You would enjoy it. It's pretty
Oh,
neat.
yeah.
And when the area it's in I think it's in Frontierland, but it's pretty cool. It's like all old timey, and it looks like it's in like the 1920s. The way that it's decorated, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard about the Hall of Presidents.
Pictures in there? Are you allowed to?
Are you? Oh yes, yeah. You can take as many pictures as you want.
Amy, if you get the chance and go, take a picture of Trump and send it to me.
I will. When we were there in February, they had it closed down for the new edition. It takes them a while. I mean, it takes a good. Sometimes they have their exhibits down for, 6 months to 10 months, sometimes depending, to update it, and that stuff takes time. So maybe when we go the next time, it will be up and running.
That's great. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I will take a picture by it.
Take video so we can actually.
If you can take a video as well, that'd be great.
You can. They don't have
that'd be great because I would love to see. I'd love to see him talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I definitely will.
Going to Disney World this fall, so I'll definitely take a video at the Hall of Presidents.
I think the Hall of Presidents.
Are you coming to Orlando?
Is closed.
Yes, we're going to Orlando, Amy. Yeah.
You need to visit Amy.
Oh, it's not far from me.
You need to visit Amy while you're down there.
Yeah, visit Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to be at Disney, let me know, and
I will.
We can do something.
I sure will. Now, see, my mother is going to be my mother, my nieces, and myself, so we'll all be there.
Awesome.
My dad's actually there right now. He got he's an annual pass holder. So
nice.
He's at one of the resorts for the weekend. But I was kind of jealous because he sent me some pictures, and I'm like, really? I'm sitting at work. I'm like, really? That wasn't nice.
Henry, you could come by here, but I'm like, and I live on the water. I don't live on the ocean, but I live on the water. And you could come by here, but it might be 300-400 miles out of your way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think we're going to be going up the coast. So.
But, hey, I got an extra room.
But
I
yeah, it'll
got
be great. It'll be great to go.
You
Disney
go to
I
North
World.
got
Carolina.
I got a fifth wheel in the yard. If the folks that own it aren't here, you can sleep in.
Here's my invite. I want to come.
It's got everything. Oh, come on. They come.
we
Well,
can have a big old party.
they come more in the summer than the winter, but they leave it here and they flow me a few bucks for electricity, whatever, you know. But it's a nice fifth wheel. It'll sleep six at least. And if they're not here, y'all, anybody, welcome to come. And like I said, I do have an extra bedroom with a double bed and carpet. You can put a blow up mattress. You can camp in the yard, pitch tent. I live on the water. It's beautiful. Okay, that's the end. You're all welcome to come.
Well, I am taking a road trip sometime soon, so I want to go up that way.
Let it come up my way, Amy. We'll have some fun together.
Yes, I want to come there too. I want to go all over. I want to get one of those VW from the 1960s vans
Yeah.
and like convert it into where we can sleep and just drive. That's what I want to do.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I'm tired
I've
of
always
working.
wanted to get an
I just want to be
RV.
a hippie.
I just want. All right, we got a question in the chat room.
Oh my.
Mick Taylor, Reign of Fire. He's watching. He said that, do you believe the Earth is flat? No, I do not believe the Earth is flat. I don't.
No,
It's not perfectly round either,
no.
but it's not flat.
No, it's not flat.
I think that we have a hollow Earth. I don't think that it's flat. I don't think it's a perfect circle either.
Right.
I agree, and I think there could be hollows in it. Who knows?
Well, that's the thing. We don't really know because we're never told the truth.
Mhm.
Well, I know they have underground lava tubes in the Pacific Northwest. So
Oh, everywhere
yeah,
throughout the world, whether they have.
He said he's commenting and said that the reason why it's flat is because the water is level, but that can be an optical illusion.
yeah.
He's a flat earther.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you want to believe the Earth is flat, go right ahead.
Fine.
Go right ahead. But we don't. I don't fall into that category.
Did he ask him or I guess I can ask him, he can hear me. Does he believe that there's a dome around Earth, that space doesn't exist?
All right, let's see here.
I don't know why I can't see.
70% water. No matter how much water there is, think about it. 70% water. Think about it.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I have no clue.
I don't know. Elaborate on that one.
if we were sitting in water in a boat and our boat was 70% full of water, then perhaps we'd sink. But the Earth is not a boat sitting on water. I mean, that's just kind of my.
Minus the whole flat Earth stuff, I'm on his channel. He's got some pretty cool videos. He's got UFO videos. He's got conspiracy videos. So
That's probably
check him
how you
out.
found our show, because you have it labeled with conspiracies.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of conspiracies,
Oh,
this is a great transition into conspiracies.
Hey, yeah.
So last week I did a whole. I threw it out there about a whole show on conspiracies. So I picked 3 conspiracies. The first one, the 9/11, is an inside job. The second one, the JFK assassination. The third one, fake. And maybe if Mick is still watching, he might be able to, you know, chime in on these conspiracies. So let's start with the first one, the 9/11 inside job. And so basically what the 9/11 inside job is that the government knew about it, did it, and they pulled it off so they can go to war with Iraq, and they can have an excuse to go to war with Iraq. And they said that the planes, the towers, bombs was detonated, because how the plane went into the towers, there's no absolute way the tower could collapse on itself like that. And so what do you guys think about 9/11 and the whole...
Well, I've heard all the conspiracy theories. I've heard about they use holographic planes and all this stuff now.
Now,
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Believer that 9/11. I'm telling you guys, I do believe that 9/11 was an inside job. I mean, it was so fishy. I mean, there's so many cover-ups. I mean, so many documents wasn't released. I mean, something fishy went on that day. Someone knew about it. Someone let it happen.
Yeah. I used to be very stringently, adamantly, oh, it didn't happen. Oh, anybody who says that is full of shit, you know. But no, I'm coming around to, because there was a lot of fishy stuff that happened that day.
Mm-hmm. And plus, now we know the mainstream media, they create fake narratives and put it out there, and nobody knew about that back in 2001. I mean, thus the whole people believe the mainstream media. The mainstream media had a higher believable rate back then than they did now. I mean, it took Trump to basically point out how biased and how lying the mainstream media is.
Well, hasn't President Trump expressed...
Mick is commenting, saying an aluminum plane cannot penetrate a steel and concrete structure.
Well, there were explosives in the bottom, in the basement. It was right down from the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Even Trump wrote about it in his book.
I was just going to say, hasn't President Trump kind of said something about it? There was something fishy going on?
He wrote about it in his book, and he said that it kind of looked like explosions did it. Because, I mean, Trump should know. I mean, he, constructed buildings throughout the 70s and 80s.
Right.
Knows how buildings are constructed and how they operate. And I'm sure he blew up some buildings a couple times in his lifetime.
Yeah, I imagine so. Right. If anybody knows anything about building construction, I mean, the guy is, listen, he had buildings, he's had all these buildings built in, New York and all these other places. He knows.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would love to see Trump, open up an investigation on 9/11. I mean,
the 28 pages are still missing, aren't they?
I think so. I think Trump needs to get those 28 pages out of there.
Didn't he say in his campaign he was going to release them or find them?
Yeah, he said something about the 28 pages, but he's got to deal with all this other mess first before he can do anything major like that. But I would love to see him release those 28 pages, the missing documents.
And think about this also. The Pentagon, there were those who said they did not see a plane flying to the Pentagon. They saw a missile.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And they said that the shape of the hole didn't look like a plane. It was more of a missile. Mick also commented and said that thermite was used. Just listen to the fireman.
Sorry about that.
Thermite was used. And then there's this whole piece from the BBC, and she was talking about the 9/11 attacks, and the buildings are still standing behind her. Have you guys heard about that or seen the video of that?
No.
Okay, I'm going to have to pull that. I'm going to have to find the video and put that in the description and show that.
Weird. There was all kinds of weird stuff that happened surrounding 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and also there was a van of Israelis, it was weird because there was a group of Israeli men. I don't know if they were from the government or I'm not really quite sure where they were from, but they were videotaped, cheering. And a lot of
Mhm.
people said that they were,
Wait a
um,
minute. Israeli men or Muslim?
no, is from Israel, part of the Mossad.
Yeah.
Oh, and
There was
wasn't one of the hijackers found even after he supposedly crashed the plane? One of the World Trade Centers.
I can't remember. I don't remember that.
Was it Muhammad? Not Muhammad Assad. What was that guy's name? I forgot what his name was.
Osama bin
I'm not sure the name.
Osama bin Laden.
No, it wasn't Osama bin Laden. I'm talking about one of the hijackers.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember their names. Mick is commenting and he said, "Yeah, mate. The bitch is reporting it as fallen, but it's behind her." So basically, what he's saying is that on the news thing, the tower was still standing behind her as she was reporting.
Wow, that's very
The
strange.
thermite turns the still into butter, and Mick has been a conspiracy nut since 1990.
I want to say
Mhm.
something.
Yeah, go ahead, Lil. Go ahead and say it.
Um, I do not know, and I cannot say whether it was an inside job, outside job, or if somebody knew it and didn't report it, or what. But speaking
Yeah.
about speaking about the fact that Trump would have known how to fly something into the building. Do y'all remember that Osama bin Laden's family for 2 or 3 generations before him were billionaires who built tall buildings? Osama bin Laden was an engineer. He had been through college. He had the best education. He came from a rich, rich family who funded him, and he knew where to hit those buildings. It wasn't just, yes, Trump built buildings, and yes, Trump might know where to hit them, but so did Osama bin Laden. So that was just kind of my.
Well, if you remember back during the Clinton administration, the CIA told Bill Clinton that we know where Osama bin Laden is at. Do you want to take this guy out? And Bill Clinton said no. So Bill Clinton had the opportunity to take bin Laden, but he didn't execute it.
Well, I have heard that too, and I have heard it maybe on a couple of different stories.
Mm-hmm.
But Bill Clinton's, and I ain't a Bill Clinton fan, no, but Bill Clinton's reply was there was a small village he was in, billion, and I didn't want to kill innocents to get him. When we were tracking him pretty well, and we could probably well get him later.
I'm glad I brought up bin Laden because there's another conspiracy I want to touch on about his death, and that bin Laden was already dead, and they just used fake footage or a look-alike or something like that to, keep the fact that he's alive and that he really died up in a mountain somewhere because he was on dialysis. Because they said that he was on dialysis, he had not too long to live, and then you saw him, months later.
Yeah.
With his hair dyed and all that, and now they say that Obama was the one that shot him, even though it was still Team 6. We never saw the body.
Yeah.
The body was buried at sea for some ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do why would you bury a terrorist at sea like that for a ritual? I mean, That doesn't add up.
That was odd. But, you know, the thing with conspiracies is that, and I feel like it's done on purpose almost, is there's so many different things that could have, we don't really know. And then it confuses people because you don't know what one, we're never actually told the truth. So it's like you have to sit here and you have to pick through the garbage just to get an understanding of what's really going on. And that's what I don't like. I just don't like that we have to do that. And that goes with anything. It's just anything and everything anymore. We just don't know if it's the truth.
Look at how the left tries to discredit Alex Jones whenever he talks about 9/11 being an inside job or any of his conspiracies.
I'm going to go on it. I believe Alex Jones more than I do the mainstream media. I mean, he's like at least 90% right of the time.
Yeah.
So
that recent disastrous interview. Disastrous interview.
Yeah, go ahead, Henry.
From Megyn Kelly. That recent disastrous interview with Megyn Kelly, where Megyn Kelly tried to make Alex Jones seem like a kook, when he said 9/11 was an inside job, Sandy Hook was a hoax, and that was the school shooting, 2012. So, was Sandy Hook a hoax? I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I like to keep an open mind about major stuff like that because the mainstream media is not going to tell you the whole story, and you're not going to find the whole story, going through the internet and everything. So you really have to keep an open mind about that stuff.
I mean,
going to
Alex
Jones for a little bit. Alex Jones had Roger Stone on a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, and he said that the next point in this whole Trump narrative is that they're going to call on the fact that he's incompetent, he's mental, he's losing it. And I mean, just today we see Morning Joe being doctors, and they're saying that Donald Trump is mental and he might have a mental breakdown. I mean, Roger Stone called it. He called it, and I've been seeing that popping up everywhere that Donald Trump has Alzheimer's. He's not mentally capable of handling the presidency. And Roger Stone called that a month ago, or probably a couple of weeks ago back. But yeah, now I've been seeing that pop up everywhere. But go ahead, Amy.
Oh, sorry. I know I cut you off. I'm sorry about that. What I was going to say with Alex Jones is the way that he presents his information. I like some of his reporters. As far as Alex Jones himself, he's a little too much for me. I
really enjoy David Knight. David Knight is really good.
Yes. And then it seems,
Paul Joseph Watson too. He's good.
Paul Joseph Watson is really good too.
Yeah. And I think Paul Joseph Watson does the majority of Alex's work for him anyway. But it's just the way that Alex presents it. He comes off as high strung, like he's on drugs. I mean, that's just. And I don't like that type of news. Like, I want to.
Yeah, he constantly talks like this. And he sounds like he's always pissed off. Yeah.
Yes.
That can turn people off.
I just don't like his voice. I just can't sit down and I can read their articles. I just don't like to listen to Alex.
Yeah.
Alex needs to present himself a little bit differently. And try and shoot for the mainstream crowd.
But he won't, because that's just the type of person he is.
Yeah, that's the guy he is.
He's always been like that. And, the man's not going to change, and I don't expect him to change. It's just why I don't necessarily watch him.
We've been getting...
I'll watch him if he has Paul Joseph Watson on. If he has Paul Joseph Watson on with him, or maybe Mike Cernovich or somebody like that.
Yeah, Roger Stone or somebody like that. Yeah, I watch. I'll watch if there's a major story that's breaking and he breaks it down. of what's going on, that's
Mhm.
that's what I'll watch too.
I don't like
Yeah.
I don't like some of his titles. I feel like, oh, is World War III going to happen? And
Hmm.
the way that he hypes it up. I mean, I don't like that type of
Hmm.
headline. I don't know. It's just I don't like it. But that's just my opinion. I think a lot of
Mick
more
has
men
been
like him.
Mick has been blowing up the chat room with some really interesting comments. Bin Laden was an actor. Bin Laden became Obama. Obama is the same actor as Bin Laden. Alex Jones
Wow.
is a gatekeeper. He's a fearmonger. Do you know nukes are fake? No one is going to blow up the world. Space is a total fraud. Wow. Some really thought-provoking stuff.
Okay.
I
Okay.
Provoking stuff.
some of that.
So basically, we live in an alternate reality of nothing.
Oh,
We should have
I'm
had
sure. I'm sure. A cool guy though.
we should have had Mick on with us tonight. Yeah.
He said he joined us from Minds, from the Minds.com or Minds.net.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you have a
We're on,
Minds
we're
account.
on Minds. Well, I forgot my password.
If you can state your opinion and not be rude or crude,
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be a dick. You believe
Yep.
what you want. Have
Well,
whatever
speaking
opinion you
about,
want. Just don't be a dick.
don't be
did you see that photo I sent you from Mars today?
Yeah, I just now got that. I was like, what the hell is that? What are they doing on Mars? What is that, Amy?
who's on Mars, the Martians
It might be.
or the
The Russians. The
United
Russians is on Mars.
Russians.
Remember the architectural
Oh, that
the
face.
face.
The face of
the
Mars.
face. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, I guess if you go to Google Maps, not Google Earth, if you go to Google Maps and you back out, so you can pick, because it gives you the option to look at Earth, the Moon, Mars, and Mercury, I believe. I think it's Mercury. Well, if you go onto Mars, there is a what it looks like is a solar panel station that is perfectly placed. And the way that I found it was I was watching a YouTube video last night from this guy, and he did a whole thing on it. And so I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. So I'm going to try to find it. So, and it took me like 4 hours. I'm not even going to lie, because Mars is pretty big, and I had no idea where I was looking. Well, I finally found it, and it's right by the Gale crater, and they have Mars named in sections, kind of like, Earth is named by countries and states. Well, they have Mars names like that, and there's a section called Yellowknife. And when you zoom in into this, I don't know, colony, or I don't think you want to call it a town, so I guess it would be colony. If you zoom in, you can see a perfectly structured base from pipes. I mean, it's perfect. And I guess NASA said they put that up online for an April Fool's joke, but they have yet to take it down. But I guess it
Well, they are trying to build bases on Mars and trying to have people live at those bases.
Right. So
it might be one of those bases.
Are we already on Mars? Is this a real structure on Mars, or is this fake? Because it's either one or the other. Either NASA placed it there, or we built it, or somebody else built it. And because NASA said that it was an April Fool's joke, but have yet to take it off, and it's like, why is it still there? And it just goes into, what are they not telling us? I mean, what else is going on? If it is fake, if they put it there, what else are they lying about? What else are they placing on on these Google Maps for people to see? Because there have been images of pyramid structures. I mean, there's all kinds of different images that people have found. And we don't now, it's like, well, since they said they put it there, did they put the other stuff there too?
Good question. It's a real life Total Recall. That's what it is.
Yeah. So speaking of space, and let's go to the moon landing. And was that fake or not? So basically, the whole summary of this conspiracy was that the Soviet Union at the time, or Russia, was ahead in the space race, and the United States had to beat Russia to space. So in order to do that, made a fake moon and pretended that we were on the moon, because the whole space race of that time. Some facts to back that up is that the flag was waving funny, on arm pack.
Oh, Shane, you're starting to break up. It's the conspiracy. They don't like us talking about conspiracies.
Oh God. Maybe. How about now? Am I good now?
Better now.
Okay. So moon landing might be fake now because they're trying to break me up.
It's still breaking up.
And the thing with the moon landing is that they had the flag, when they put the American flag down, you can see it glowing, and there's no wind on the moon. So there was no way for that flag to be blowing. I'm not saying, I think they got to the moon, but I think the footage that they show us, on TV, on the documentaries, is total fake. I think that was filmed somewhere and then presented to us. I think when they got to the moon, they found something that was very scary. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, why else would you not go back?
I'm glad you brought that up, because there is the conspiracy that goes around stating that they couldn't film on the moon itself because of the outer space, some kind of voodoo, whatever you want to call it, out there. It was impossible to film on the moon. So what they did was they recreate what happened on the moon, and with
lack of atmosphere.
Yeah, lack of atmosphere and all that. I don't know,
or something like
some kind of weird voodoo went on at the moon, and they couldn't film. So and they couldn't film properly, so they had to recreate it.
It's a big ball of energy. So I don't know. I guess I'm one of those people that have to go. I have to go to make sure it's real. Send me on the rocket ship.
Henry, what do you think?
There are those who say that they filmed some of those scenes in the desert somewhere, in a desert.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what desert. I mean, there was footage of allegedly the moon car driving on the surface of the moon and all that. And, there's been all kinds of.
There was one big rumor going around. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but they said that Stanley Kubrick was the one that directed the moon footage, and that in The Shining, that Stanley Kubrick threw these little Easter eggs, hidden things, with the Apollo shirt on the kid. That was the way of him saying that he was the one that directed the fake film of footage of the moon.
Interesting. That is interesting.
Have you heard of that? Have you heard of the whole Stanley Kubrick moon theory?
No.
It's weird. It's weird, and it's awesome, and I love it because I love abnormal, weird stuff like that. Mick Taylor says that Mars is not feasible or reachable. They never went to the moon. A massive fraud. Same backgrounds on different landing sites. Rockets don't burn in a vacuum. Interesting.
He probably doesn't think that we can get past the Van Allen belt either.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That is interesting.
Okay, wait a minute. What? Repeat that one more time. He probably thinks we can't get.
Past the Van Allen belt. Most people who think that space is a fakery, and I mean, I'm just, from what I've seen, they don't think that we can ever get out of our upper atmosphere.
Okay.
I've never heard of that. I'm glad you brought it. He also said the first man on the moon was the cameraman. Interesting. That's great.
That is interesting.
Mick, you're awesome. You're awesome, dude.
Sure.
I'm glad you're commenting below and all that. I'm glad you're really bringing a lot to this.
I mean, all of this
Final Flights on the Moon.
All of this actually makes a lot of sense. It really does. Yeah.
And the same thing goes with our sun. I mean, there's patents that are out for a sun simulator, and that's one thing that I've been looking into, is how they would possibly use this sun simulator. Because I mean, if you notice, I mean, the sun isn't a yellow color anymore. It's like this white color. You can't even look at it without going blind, unless it's like first thing in the morning when it's coming up. I don't know, I find that kind of interesting. It's like, why would you even need a patent for a simulator?
Or in the evening when the sun is setting.
Right. I mean, the whole thing is weird. And then you have the chemtrails. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the chemtrails. The conspiracy theorists love to talk about those.
I mean, interesting. I love all this stuff. I mean, you have to question now. You can't trust you. I mean, you can't trust the mainstream media. You have to question everything now.
Well, the thing with chemtrails is that it's
the
no longer
firmament. FIRMAME. No, really.
No, I mean,
It's no longer a conspiracy. It's been proven now.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's talked about. They publicly have said that they do spraying. I mean, and they have aluminum and barium and all kinds of other things. It's more so in populated areas. Like when you go to the city, you'll see it more.
Yeah, they said they spray the chemtrails.
Well, the scariest part.
I've seen like 4, 5, 6 in a row. So.
The scariest part is we don't actually know what it is. They can tell us what it is. And
you're right, we don't know it. That's us taking their word.
We can believe it or not, but we don't know what it is. And we'll never find out, bless you.
Thank you.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know. I feel like there's something that can be done. I'm not sure what.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure what either.
I think that's the problem for a lot of people, is that you know that something's going on, but you don't know
where to go, who to tell, that any attention will be paid to it or not.
And the people that would be the people that you would go to are the people that ultimately are doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the long run, maybe, yeah. Or, yeah. I see what you're saying.
So it's a catch-22. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. We definitely live in a very strange time. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think he said that the sun is not close. The sun is close, not 93 million miles away.
It's closer than what they say.
That yeah. And he said it's spraying the bugs us. Interesting.
For probably Agenda 2030 depopulation.
Oh yeah, Agenda 21.
Yeah.
No, Agenda 2030.
I haven't heard of the
Or is it
2030.
21? I don't know. Maybe you're
21.
right. Okay. Well, I thought
That's a good topic we need to discuss for a future show. 21.
Depopulation because
Of the world and everything. The last conspiracy, and then these
they're saying the
conspiracies.
reason that all of our foods are having chemicals, I mean, with the GMOs and the spraying, is to basically create
Sterilize us.
fertility problems, so we're not able to produce at a rapid pace like we, I guess, humans used to. I mean, now it's harder and harder for women to conceive.
Yep. And
Somebody's on the train tracks.
and it's
Can you hear the train?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sitting outside.
Henry, I'm glad you brought up a train.
That train is like 3 miles away. The train tracks are like 3 miles away, and you can still hear it. Could you imagine living right next to
I have a train. I'm close.
I've lived close to train track before.
Well, we have the Illinois
Really
Central
close to
back here.
Train. You can hear.
The train doesn't run through here anymore, though. But we have the Illinois Central train track back here, taking up most of the track, though. So
these train tracks that we have, last week we had a bad storm that came through, and it broke a tree, and the tree fell right on the train tracks, and the train almost crashed. Yeah, it was, I don't know.
Almost tragic. Thank God it turned out okay.
Yes.
And I think
it's a very...
am I breaking up? Can you hear me?
A little bit. Still a little bit. Not as bad, though.
I think we can agree to this. The world is run. Ain't that the truth?
I didn't hear you.
Truth?
The world is thrown off. What?
Said the world ticks and deceiver.
Oh.
Am I breaking up?
I'm telling you, somebody doesn't like us talking about conspiracies.
Yeah. I mean, and Google is in on this conspiracy as well. I mean, they censor everybody. It has a
what were you
opinion.
saying about trains, Shane? Were you saying about trains?
Part of the bigger plan.
No, I said Mick said that the world is run by lunatics, full of liars and deceivers.
Yep, that's true.
Reptilian.
You were gonna.
Oh yeah, the
you were gonna say something about
conspiracy.
trains.
That's
a train,
a good one.
Shane.
I said I live almost a couple miles away from a train, and you can hear the engine coming by.
Yeah, they're pretty loud.
But let's go to the last conspiracy, and what we do after the conspiracies, we're going to rank them: believable, not believable, or indifferent. So the last conspiracy is the John F. Kennedy assassination, and basically the CIA was involved. And some people said that as well because he wanted JFK out of there and he wanted to be in because he was getting ready to start a war, and JFK don't start a war, and also the fact like that's how.
I guess talking about conspiracies.
Yeah,
I don't want to say talking about conspiracies.
Yeah, because I know my stuff. That's why. Am I breaking up? Am I good now?
You were breaking up some, yes. Well, you were talking about JFK.
All right. So I said JFK basically was assassinated by the CIA because they didn't want him to end the Fed. And LBJ was involved because he wanted to start a war or something. So Lee Harvey Oswald wasn't the person that assassinated.
No, I don't think that was who. He was the fall guy.
Yeah, I think so too. I really believe that. I really do.
There were shots, and there were shots that came from multiple locations, not just from behind, but there was one that supposedly got him up under the chin.
Mm-hmm. Because if you see the book depository and a car coming by there, you are going to have to be a trained marksman before you can shoot that well of a shot.
Mm-hmm.
There was too many big name people that were tied into that.
Yeah. I mean, JFK's head basically blew apart. It's not going to blow apart from a shot from behind. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it was more of on the side.
Yeah, I thought it was on this kind of.
Jackie shot him with a Dillinger.
Derringer.
Remember when Putin just came out and said something about JFK?
Mm-hmm.
He said the men in black suits did it.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be CIA, Men in Black.
Right.
CIA.
So this was just a few weeks ago that Putin said this. I'm going to have to try to figure out who he said that to, but because maybe it was like a month ago, but it wasn't that long, and that's what I remember clearly. That's what he said was the men in black suits killed JFK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't believe Lee Harvey Oswald was the guy that killed him. I think he was a fall guy.
He was the patsy.
I know, but I do believe that Putin, in his position now, could know who did.
They know. He knows
from his predecessors.
Putin was allegedly KGB. So he knows stuff.
Allegedly, he was KGB.
Oh yeah, he was.
KGB,
I said allegedly because I wasn't sure. Sure.
He was. And
one thing I wanted to go back to.
One
thing I wanted to go back.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, go ahead, Henry.
See, M.K. Davis has worked on the JFK assassination. He's done a few like animations, not animations, but like animated GIFs. Yeah, and there was one where it shows JFK's head literally blowing apart.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty gruesome. It's pretty gruesome.
Yeah, it is a gruesome video. I mean, I've seen it.
MK.
I saw that, and it scared the crap out of me.
MK, whether you agree with his finalization of his opinion or what, it's just his opinion, but he has the qualifications.
And what was his findings on that video, Henry? On the JFK?
I mean, he's good at what he does.
He's made stabilizations of the Zapruder film, the Abraham Zapruder film.
Mm-hmm.
Most studied piece of film ever. Guess what the second most studied piece of film is?
PG film.
Bingo. That's right. The PG film. Yep. Only second to a Zapruder film. And I mean, MK really hasn't made any opinions on, whether Oswald did or someone who so and so did. He just presented his findings as far as the stabilizations. He just shows the stabilizations.
And who is this guy, Henry?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Who is this guy?
His name is M.K. Davis. And
he's really big in the big film.
And I'm going to talk about M.K. some more in a little bit. Because there's another conspiracy. There's actually two conspiracies involving the Patterson-Gimlin, two conspiracy theories involving the Patterson-Gimlin film that I'm going to discuss.
Have you heard of the Patterson-Gimlin film?
No.
It's a Bigfoot film. Okay,
You've
have
never heard of?
I think you probably have.
You've at least seen it.
Have you seen? Okay, so the PG film is a Bigfoot film. It shows a clear female Sasquatch walking from left to right, and it was shot back in the '60s. And it's been on every single
1967.
Yep, and it's going to be the 50th anniversary this year. So the PG film, it was like it's been shown on every single Bigfoot documentary known to mankind.
Ever.
Send me something so I can watch that.
I will. I'll do that later, Amy.
Probably when you see it.
Amy, Henry is the Bigfoot historian. If you have any questions about Bigfoot, he's your go-to guy.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
But once you see the video, you've probably seen it before. If you've seen like a Bigfoot documentary, you've probably seen it.
You just might not realize you have.
Oh, maybe that's what it. I mean, I have seen quite a few. I watched some of Shane on your channel, your Bigfoot channel. I watched some of your videos.
All right. Sweet.
Okay. I mean, are we finished with the JFK stuff, Shane?
Any comments on the JFK? Any last final thoughts?
I think that the only thing that was Ted Cruz's father being there. Was one thing that I was. Yeah.
So, and Trump was the one that brought this up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there was pictures that circulated. So, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that Lee Harvey Oswald was not the shooter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I can agree that Oswald was not the shooter, but I don't really feel, do you all, that Ted Cruz's father being there was, I mean, it was Texas.
I don't think Ted Cruz's father shot JFK.
Well, no, I don't think he shot him, but him being there and being associated with, the Cuban Castro.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from, just in the people's way of thinking.
It's just weird. I don't know.
Mick
definitely
commented,
watch the movie. Watch the movie JFK. They'll tell you everything you need to know. Jim Garrison, he really pushed for this. Oswald didn't act alone. And of course, the real life stuff behind that is fascinating too. The real life story.
Yeah.
Behind that movie.
I've ever watched it the whole way through, and I like history, and I do watch a lot of history.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times I suspect the network that makes the movie or backs the movie, because I feel like it might be a liberal take, and I won't watch it.
Yeah,
maybe that
because Hollywood.
Yes.
Hollywood and the CIA and all. If you want to get into all that, we'll do that later. But yeah.
But you know what?
I was going to say Mick. He commented right after Jackie shot him with a Dillinger. She dropped it. Hence her scrambling back to the car. He's done a video.
Wait a minute. He's saying that Jacqueline Kennedy on Essex?
Yeah, he's saying that Jackie shot him with a Dillinger.
Wow.
And that she dropped it. Hence her scrambling to the back of the car. I've done a video ages ago. It should be on his channel, and I'll put it in the description below and let the people watch it and see what everybody thinks. He said that.
I've never heard that.
He said that. Yeah, I've never heard of that either.
I haven't either.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
I mean, it is a good theory because we know for a fact that JFK was a womanizer, and he cheated on
Yep.
Jackie O plenty of times,
Oh
especially
yeah,
with
Marilyn
especially with
Marilyn
Marilyn
Monroe.
Monroe.
Yes,
So,
he did.
you know, who's to say that the CIA didn't say, "Hey, Jackie," you know? So that's a really interesting theory.
Yeah, I never thought of
It
that.
is.
I was actually kind of shocked
I never thought of that either.
that. I'm like, what?
He said that we're buffering a lot, and there's malfunctioning.
Yeah,
That's the
gee, I
truth.
wonder
For a
why.
while. I think it's okay now.
So, Henry, you said you got a conspiracy that you want to bring up.
I
Yes,
have
well,
one
it's
too for
actually
Henry.
All right.
it's actually two conspiracy theories surrounding the famous Bigfoot film, the Patterson-Gimlin film. Okay, one kind of emerged back in 2008, and I was there at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference when it emerged. M.K. Davis, the individual I mentioned earlier, on his analysis of the film for 20 years now, since 1997. And he sees what he thinks is evidence of a possible shooting going on.
Yeah.
That Patty was shot. There was gunshots going off and things like that. They were shooting and killing all these Bigfoots. Supposedly there's a skinned Bigfoot on the ground, dead skinned Bigfoot, and all this good stuff. And I mean, personally, I don't know. I mean, I don't see it myself, but that's just me.
Mhm.
And
And
MK
he said,
became.
and then he said that there was like a bullet hole, a thigh.
Well, he didn't really say it. He said what he presents his stuff and then he says, "What do you think it is?"
Mm-hmm.
He's not really one to lead somebody to a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
He
Which
just
is-
presents it and then.
which is good. He
I mean,
presents.
I
He
know
presents.
MK. You know, I personally know him, and he's the type who will present it and say, "What do you think this is?" He won't come out and say, "Yeah, that's what this is." He might he might say a little bit, "Well, this is what possibly happened. This is what's possibly on there," but he will not say 100% for sure.
He's just an opinionist. He just gives his opinion and
Right.
let you think for yourself.
Gotten him in a lot of trouble with the Bigfoot community. He's essentially persona non grata.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, a whole family of them was massacred and everything like that. And I mean, Kay has, like I say, he's really been persona non grata. He was invited to, I think it was Honabi last year, Honabi, Oklahoma, to that event. But most Bigfooters really don't want to have anything to do with him now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's unfortunate because we can agree to disagree. We don't have to ruin the man's life, ruin his reputation.
Yeah.
I agree.
We
And
can always agree.
Go ahead.
I know also that I have seen him say on more than one occasion that he saw so much more than the film showed. He thought the film sucked because he was on his horse here and watched the whole event go by, whereas Patterson had to get off the horse and blah blah blah, which
Well,
is
now,
both understandable, but Gimlin has always said he saw way more
right.
than what
Well,
was
now,
on that.
yeah.
I
Well, Bob saw it with his own two eyes. Bob did not see it through a camera lens. Bob Gimlin saw it with his own 2 eyes. So, and he has, he was on the horse, and then he eventually had to get off the horse.
No.
And cover me, which that's what happened. He took the rifle out of the scabbard, got down off the horse, held the rifle at the ready, never brought it up to his shoulder. So, never actually aimed it at the creature. He only just held it at the ready. Now, I mean, whether the massacre happened or not, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on it, but I really don't know because I wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to know what happened that day, except for Bob and Roger.
I think it's possible,
and
but I don't.
As for that, as for that theory to a bullet hole in Patty's, I'm going to chalk that up to the film itself. I think it's just a film. Because that film has been copied so many times. It's a copy. It's been copied so many times. I mean, any malfunction of the film can happen.
Well, that could also be. Now, there was a documentary called Sasquatch Legend Meets Science. An individual named Andrew Nelson. He's not sure what kind of doctorate he has. But he said that it looked to him like, and Jeff Meldrum agreed, looked like some kind of a hernia of the quadricep. Now, some people have that. In some people, whether it's because of an injury or it's because they were born like that or whatever.
That's what we've heard.
And as she takes a step
for years, that bulge was a hernia, ailment of something in that right eye. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what happened was, as she steps down, see, it doesn't happen until she moves her leg and steps down. When she steps down, then that hernia bulges out a little bit.
Yep.
Now, Bill Munns thinks it's just an anomalous part of the film. I don't know if I agree with Bill Munns. I think I would go with Dr. Nelson. And his, I don't agree with everything Bill Munns says. I mean, I like Bill Munns. He has done the film and his analysis, but I don't agree with everything he says.
So what's your second conspiracy?
Okay, the second conspiracy theory surrounding the Patterson-Gimlin film is the hoax conspiracy.
Oh yeah, the whole hoax. We actually did a whole debate on that. So if you want to go back onto the Looking for Bigfoot channel and look for the debate.
Well, there's been more added to it. A fellow named Leroy Blevins has been looking into the film. Now he's also looked into the JFK thing.
Yeah, I've heard of
the JFK assassination too.
Does he know Ventura?
Huh?
Jesse Ventura?
Jesse.
No.
It was a joke. I'm sorry. Jesse Ventura.
Well,
I love Jesse Ventura.
Well, I do too.
Jesse Ventura is awesome.
You said he had this conspiracy, then he had that conspiracy. It made me think about the show.
Jesse Ventura's conspiracy theory. That's what actually got me hooked on conspiracies, was that show.
I'm sorry, Henry. Go ahead. I apologize.
Okay, now I actually purchased the ebook by Leroy Blevins about the Patterson-Gimlin film, and I read it. It didn't take me very long to read through it because it was just fascinating. The stuff that he is found in the film. One thing I want to say about M.K. Davis, I like M.K. He's a good guy. Don't agree with him on everything he says either. So, and that of course includes about the PG.
Don't either, but I respect him a lot.
But anyway, getting back to Leroy Blevins, I read his book, and he says that there's all kinds of stuff involving surrounding the Patterson-Gimlin film, it being a hoax. Now, keep in mind, Leroy Blevins has actually had a sighting. So he's not coming at this from a viewpoint of a skeptic or somebody who is a disbeliever in Bigfoot or anything like that.
Mhm.
And he's not trying to say Bigfoot doesn't exist. He is separating the film from the subject matter itself. The subject matter of Bigfoot, which is separate from the film. Well, he believes he has found where the film has been edited, where people have been edited out of the film, such as John Green supposedly was on the film site, Jim McLaren, Bob Gimlin is supposedly seen behind a tree close to Patty. That could be pareidolia, of course.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know.
I can tell you one thing. I don't believe it's a hoax.
I don't think it is.
They investigated that film from top to bottom for almost 50, going on 50 years,
Exactly.
and they still haven't found any proof or any credible evidence that it was a hoax. I mean, the only thing we've got was Bob Hieronymus and Philip Morris in his costume shop.
Well, here's the thing. What Leroy Blevins has said is that Philip Morris supposedly sold a gorilla suit to Roger Patterson. Hieronymus wore a suit. What Leroy Blevins believes is that the Philip Morris suit was not used by Roger Patterson. Instead, now he's involving Bob Titmus. He's saying that Bob Titmus sewed the costume together and that's why it stunk. That's why Bob Hieronymus said it stunk.
Mm-hmm.
He fashioned a different face, made it out of leather, put it on a football helmet, shoulder pads, and all that. I mean, I don't agree with all that. But I do not agree with all this. I found it interesting. I'll just say that I found it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to think at the time, 1967.
Exactly.
The material to make the costume available at that time.
I know. I understand. Yeah. And Leroy Blevins, he made a Bigfoot suit himself, which he claimed was closer
I saw that.
Yeah, he's made videos.
Was that material made before 1967? Any of that material?
Well, Leroy Blevins said that he bought 2 gorilla suits, and he used material from both gorilla suits to make his suit. So
the muscle, I don't know. I don't know. I may be completely wrong, but unless something happens that drastically changes my mind, until the day I die, I will believe that Patty is a real Sasquatch.
And Blevins said that was the result of a lot of padding in the costume. That's what he said. So it's an interesting book. Whether you agree with it or not, it's an interesting book. Whether you agree with the PG film being real, hoax, whatever, you have to you cannot just be in an echo chamber and read only stuff about the film being real or watch videos about the film being real. Broaden it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the same thing about politics. You got to be open-minded.
Yeah.
But Amy's just sitting there wondering what the hell we're talking about.
Y'all got me on that one. I have no idea.
Amy, I will
send you some
links. I will send you some materials about the Patterson Gimlin film.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So, Amy, you said you had a conspiracy? Hitler conspiracy. Ooh, is this the one? Okay, I know. I don't want to ruin it. I think I know what you're talking about. But Amy, go ahead and present it to us.
Okay. Well, I've always thought that Hitler never committed suicide. That they escaped and they went to South America.
Mm-hmm.
And just this week,
I've heard that too. I've heard
A
that
large
too.
collection of Nazi artifacts were discovered in Argentina. The Argentina police found around 75 artifacts in the collector's home, and it's believed that there. I guess the big question is, Argentina is where went to, and a lot of the Nazis and the high-ranking Nazi officials escaped to. So them finding all of these artifacts just, put fuel to my thoughts that, it's just more evidence that's where he went.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's an interesting theory, and
It is.
and Nazi memorabilia is finding in where did you say it was found at?
In Argentina.
Somewhere in South Argentina.
It was close to Buenos Aires.
Well, several of those
spot.
Nazis did go to Argentina. Several of those Nazis did go to Argentina.
Yes, a good number of the higher.
Well,
it makes perfect sense.
There were locals that came out stating that they saw Hitler there. I mean, there were sightings of him, and I guess the theory is that Hitler and his girlfriend, because I don't think he was ever married to her.
No, they were never married. Yeah, they were never married.
They escaped the bunker that they were in, and they got on a submarine, and the submarine is how they got out of Germany, and it went all the way down to South America. And even if there are case files that you can go look at from our government that were released a few years ago, where it states that they had an ongoing investigation in South America trying to locate him.
Have you guys seen that show on History Channel, Hunting for Hitler? And they're basically trying to hunt for Hitler in South America?
I haven't watched yet, but
I have not watched that one.
I've watched a couple of episodes, and it's really good.
One that I did watch, was about the Anglin brothers who escaped from Alcatraz. They had one about them that they supposedly did.
I watched that one too.
And
Mythbusters did the whole building of the boat, and they actually escaped from Alcatraz. They was successful in doing that.
I think so too.
So they wrote it off as plausible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were saying that they died in the waters, but they never found their bodies. I think they made it.
Yeah.
All right. So is that all the conspiracies we've got tonight?
Great movie about that, Escape from Alcatraz. Clint Eastwood.
Birdman.
No.
Birdman of Alcatraz.
Escape from Alcatraz.
Oh.
The movie Escape from Alcatraz. Really good movie with Clint Eastwood.
That was a good movie.
So let's rack up these conspiracies. So the first one, 9/11. What do you guys think? Real? Was it an inside job or what? Let's go with Lael first.
I do not think it was an inside job.
Okay. Do you have an explanation?
I think somebody somewhere may have known, they may not have known. I don't know, but I don't think anybody knew that could do anything about it before it happened, and it was the Muslim Brotherhood putting their stamp on us. Okay, that's the end of. Okay.
Amy, what do you think? 9/11.
I think that I don't believe that it was bin Laden. I think that it was an inside job. I think that there were demolition bombs in the basement that brought the towers down. I don't think the Pentagon was hit with an airplane. I think it was a missile. I don't necessarily think that it was the Taliban or any of those people. I think it was funded by Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm. Henry, what do you think?
Well, I used to be very adamant about, oh, it couldn't have been an inside job. There's no way. You're full of crap if you say it.
Mm-hmm.
The things that they've been finding out about it, and the fact that George W. Bush is a globalist, Dick Cheney is a globalist, to them for something like this to happen, regardless of whether Americans died or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to say real inside job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thumbs up.
Okay, Shane.
I wholeheartedly believe it was an inside job. I really do think the government did it. I think they might have been in collusion with Saudi Arabia as well, but I really do think it was an inside job. Yeah. Let's go with money. Fake.
The what? Broke up.
Moon landing. The moon landing. Was the moon landing fake?
Oh, Lord. Is my opinion shot down again? It's okay. No, I'm not. I was joking. What, Anyway, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Lyle. What do you think about the moon landing?
No. I want a couple of y'all to go first.
All right,
Okay,
Amy.
I'll go first. I think the video footage is fake. I think that we did go. I just think that what they present us is not real.
I agree with that. I do think the video footage was manipulated somehow.
I can agree with that too. I think we did go. Yes.
I really want to believe that we actually went to the moon. I really want to believe that.
I think that we've been back as well.
What's interesting is that
I agree with
after
that.
was it Apollo 11 that went to the moon? Was that Apollo 11?
I don't remember.
I'm not sure.
Well,
Jesus Christ! I'm 51 years old. Apollo have I seen launch in my life?
Okay, well, the Armstrong. Okay, so after the Armstrong footage, I guess you can call it, we've supposedly went to the moon after that. Why hasn't there been any more footage?
Because of the magnetic, the energy, it probably fries any electronic device.
Yeah, but we've not had anybody walk on the moon since then, have we?
Well, I don't think anybody.
I'm not sure.
I think it's been automatic robot devices, if that, or whatever. I don't think we've had anybody walk.
You also need to think about is, the Chinese and the Russians. I mean, especially with the technology today, what haven't they gone? Or why, something is not right there. And got there, they discovered something that they got out real quick.
Interesting. Henry, what do you think about the moon landing?
I'm starting to sound robotic now.
Yeah.
Well, that happened. It supposedly happened 6 months before I was born. So,
when were you born, Henry?
March. Well, actually, wait a minute. Yeah, March 1970. So that would have been about. Supposedly, we landed on the moon. Was it August of July '69? I believe it was.
89. Okay.
That's
Google
no.
this.
That's when we
I was,
landed on the moon.
I was born in 66.
No, I was born in '70, but I'm just saying, the
Okay.
moon landing allegedly happened in July of '69. Allegedly. Um, I mean, I've seen the footage numerous times on TV. I've seen it online and things like that. But it there was always something about it that just struck me as funny. It always struck me as strange.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought, how, so we're on the moon. How is that possible? How can we be on the moon? I think they did stage it. I think maybe somebody did go to the moon, but then they couldn't get the footage as has been mentioned. So perhaps they went on ahead and staged something. It's entirely possible that it was staged. So.
Yes, it is possible, but
Okay, I was right. It is Apollo 11, and it was July 20th, 1969.
20th, that's right.
69. I had just turned 3.
Between 1969 and 1972, there's been 6 manned moon landings.
Oh,
And-
man.
Yeah.
Did they get out and
What
walk?
movie? What was that
Let
movie?
me see
Apollo
here.
13? Yeah,
Oh, the
the
one
movie Apollo
with
13. They didn't make it to the moon, though. Tom Hanks. That was one with Tom Hanks.
Ron Howard directed that.
Howard
Oh,
Bryan
yeah.
directed it.
And then there's been numerous unmanned landings with no soft landings happening from August 22nd, 1976 until December 14th, 2013. The United States is the only country to have successfully conducted a manned mission to the moon, with the last departing lunar surface in 1972.
And then
That's
also,
from Wikipedia.
there was the one that blew up on the launch pad also.
Oh, is that that's the Challenger? Because I remember
No. It was a lunar lander. It was not. It wasn't a space shuttle. One of the Apollos blew up on the launch pad.
Challenger.
Oh no, that was a space shuttle.
Yeah, the Challenger was the one with the teacher on it.
Right.
And then there was another one that Henry was talking about.
Challenger blew up in the air.
Yeah.
So did there was another one that blew up also.
Mm-hmm.
Another space shuttle. But one of the Apollo lunar landers, one of the Apollo rockets exploded on the also
On the tarmac?
on the launch
Did they
pad.
blame
Yes.
rings?
I can't remember. I think that may have been Apollo 15. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
It was one of the Apollos that blew up on the launch pad.
Yeah.
All right, so the last.
I remember.
Go ahead, Amy. Go ahead.
Well, when I was a kid growing up, where our house was, where I used to live, we could see from Cape Canaveral when the rockets would launch. I could see it from my backyard, going up. So that was always pretty cool.
That is awesome.
I can't see that now, but I do remember that. That was like a childhood memory that I always have is, go running outside to see it. And it was pretty clear. It was pretty awesome. That's why when, people talk about flat earth and, the NASA shuttle, it's all fake. That's what I've seen it with my own eyes. I mean, I've watched it. So I just can't in my head logically figure out where the deception of that is. So that's why I when people start talking about all that, I just let them talk. I mean, they're entitled
I
to their
think what was
opinion.
it?
Mhm.
The second space shuttle that blew up, I think that was Columbia.
Oh yeah, I remember the Colombian. Colombia, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was in school when
All
the
right, so
Challenger blew up. I was in school when the Challenger blew up, and the classroom and said, the space shuttle Challenger blew up. I was like, oh, I was just like, oh my god.
yeah, I don't think that was back in the 80s, right? The Challenger.
1986.
It was
Yeah,
I
I
was
wasn't
about
born yet, but I wasn't born then.
You
I
were
was
not
a
even
few
thought of
years
yet.
late off, but I wasn't born yet. But I do
I
remember
was
that because
16.
it was history.
86. I think I was 20 years old. Yeah, 86. I was 20.
Oh, you're the same age as my mom. My mom is your age. I was 1. I was born in 85.
Oh, cool.
Wow. All
Yeah.
right, so
I,
let's go on with the other conspiracy. JFK. Henry. Let's start with Henry.
Yeah, there was a lot surrounding the JFK assassination that just it was very hinky. Just didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I definitely, if Oswald did shoot, he didn't do it alone. If he didn't
Hmm.
shoot, then he was the patsy.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. Lyle.
I think maybe Oswald shot, but I still agree. If he did, he had a lot of information, a lot of help from some big folks high up.
Mhm.
And I don't know which side or whatnot, but yeah, I think there had to have been some conspiracy in the whole big picture of the story somewhere.
Hmm.
I'm done.
Amy.
She has herself muted.
She might have done okay. Well,
Yep.
yeah, like Henry said, there's too much.
Oh, here I am. Sorry. I was
Go ahead,
gonna.
Amy.
I think I didn't know I muted it. Maybe when I was coughing. Um, I don't think that Lee Harvey Oswald did it. I
Hmm.
don't know who or why,
Hmm.
but I don't think it was that guy.
Hmm. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, I don't think Lee Harvey Oswald did it. If he did, I don't think he acted alone. I really do believe that maybe he probably could have done it. Um, let's go with the PG film theories that you brought up, Henry. I'm going to start with myself. I do believe it's real. As for the whole mass murder of Bigfoots, I having trouble to swallow that one a little bit. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Lale?
Okay, exactly. What film are we talking about?
PG.
The Patterson Gimlin film.
Oh, sir.
Hmm.
I think the massacre could have happened. Don't have any idea that it did. And if there is evidence that it did, they have kept it well hidden. I do think that Patty was a real Bigfoot walking across there, and that's what I think. The end.
My turn.
Amy, I want to ask. I won't ask you, Amy, because you don't
No, I
remember
want
or don't
to.
know.
No, it's
No.
I get to
Let
answer.
Amy
Oh, go ahead. Go
answer.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Okay,
Let's
go
get her
ahead.
Sure.
input on
Yeah, thanks a lot, Shane.
it.
Go
I
ahead,
think it's
Amy.
a hoax. I think it's a hoax. Okay, that's it.
You
No,
gotta watch. You gotta watch.
I'm just messing with you. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother me if you thought it was a hoax, you know.
No, I really don't have any information. I'd have to watch the show or the movie, and I'd have to. I mean, I couldn't.
Okay. Let me
I could not
give you.
answer
All right.
that.
Let me give you something. Henry's going to give you a couple of links to the video itself. Watch those links, and then look for the PG film debate that we did with Melissa and Rob from Sasquatch Unlimited. Really good debate. Really informative. We actually did part
Okay.
1 and part 2. We did the debate with Melissa and Rob, and then we did a after debate the following week. So watch that and come back next week and let us know what you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Hitler
No, Henry
was
has to
he?
answer.
Oh, I thought he did answer. Henry, go ahead, Henry.
Well, all right. As far as the Patterson Gimlin film, definitely what's in it is an actual Sasquatch. I think it is.
Mhm.
And I don't believe it's a hoax. Although listen, I'm interested in all aspects of Sasquatch and the PG film.
Mhm.
As far as the massacre, I don't know. As far
Yeah.
as so sometimes you just have to say you don't know. And
Mhm.
I wasn't there, so I cannot make a comment one way or the other. I can't even make a comment if it was a hoax or not. I think the PG
Mhm.
film is real, but it may not be. We really don't know for sure. The only
Mhm.
person that knows is Bob Gimlin.
Yeah.
So
Mhm. All right. So the final conspiracy that we talked about was Hitler and him at Argentina and South America, and there's a lot of evidence, like you said, Amy, that was a possibility that he went there. Start with Amy was the one that brought that up.
Um. Well, yes, I don't believe he committed suicide in a bunker. I believe that he escaped and he went to South America.
yeah,
Oh,
I had to.
well, what do you think?
I have heard, I have watched, read a lot about World War II, Hitler, the whole Nazi Aryan,
Mm-hmm.
blah, 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 blah. And I do know that a lot of the top dudes went down south, and Argentina was one of the countries they went to. And not to be mean or ugly, but I really hope Hitler did commit suicide
Mm-hmm.
because he's one of the most evil people that has ever lived. But if he didn't, I believe he could very well. Because a lot of his top people did go down south in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's my opinion.
Well, yeah, it would not surprise me if he did go to South America, to Argentina.
Yeah,
It's been, of course, I mean, it's been rumored for years that he did. We do know that there were several top Nazi officials.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
We do know that.
Yes, we
As
do.
far as and it's been, like I say, it's been rumored that Hitler went there. He may very well have. He may have served out the rest of his days in Argentina.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to do it for us tonight, and I think this has been an excellent show. I think this is one of the best shows we've ever done
Yeah,
tonight.
marathon show too, almost over 2 hours.
2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I think we did good.
Let's all give ourselves a round of applause. I think we did great. All right. So on that note, we're going to end it. So
Oh wait, I have one more thing to say.
okay, Amy, go.
Me
Happy
too,
4th of
after
July.
Yes. Happy
Yes.
4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. Hope everybody has
Let's say
a safe
USA, USA, USA.
I would like
They
to read,
hate us because they ain't us.
I would like to say yes, happy 4th of July. And
Yep.
if anybody, I know this is a political show, but we do touch on Bigfoot, and if anybody is interested, go look up Melissa George and her books. They are so phenomenal. I have read 10 out of 12 or 14, and they are so good, based on true stories. They're cheap, they don't cost that much. Go to Melissa George at Facebook or .com. Is that okay? I did a commercial.
You can
Yeah.
promote anything you want. You can promote
Oh,
anything.
one
you
other
want.
thing, we do. One other thing, we want to definitely send thanks to Mick Taylor for all the
Yep.
great comments he made tonight. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Mick Taylor. I mean, even though some of the things we might disagree with, I'm glad he joined
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
discussion.
that was nice.
Yes.
He made some great
brought some-
contributions.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to look into that Jackie O.
He really did. It was
I
great.
have to. Yeah, I
That's
want to look
nice.
into that. That is interesting.
I'm thinking about that now. I'm gonna have to watch some of that footage.
Yeah, that is interesting. The whole Jackie O.
I'll get back to
Conspiracy.
y'all what I find.
All right, but
And Mick said mate. So is he Australian, English, British,
he might be English. I'm not sure.
or Australian? Yeah,
Mate.
awesome.
Australia,
one or the
down
other.
under.
All
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 right,
right,
guys.
so all right, before we end this, don't leave yet because you might mess it up again, Amy, because you messed it up last time.
Oh yeah, I'll wait.
All right, so all right, before we end this, I'm going to say like, share, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get the word out there. They're trying to censor us. I mean, you saw that tonight with all the whole mishaps and internet connection being faulty. So Google's trying to censor us.
Kaleidoscope I8.
Yeah, at Skinner147 for my Twitter, at politically alt for our politically alternative media. Links. Follow our WordPress. Get the message out there. Share to your friends and family, the people that are on the fence of all this, and maybe have them join the dark side for once. But yeah.
Right side.
Some join the dark side. We have cookies.
The red
Exactly.
side.
The red side, or whatever you want to call it. So like Jim. So we're not on tomorrow night, Henry and I and Ellen. We're not on because Better Call Saul ended last week. So we won't be back until October with the
Webcasting Dead.
And Amy, you are filming because the Webcasting Dead. What we are going to do is discuss The Walking Dead, and I know how much a fan of The Walking Dead you are.
Yeah, I have
let me
to
see.
figure out how to. I'm probably gonna have to get Sling and just watch it on my laptop.
Is it on
Let
Netflix?
me see.
I don't have cable, so
yeah.
there's really no other way to do it. As far as I think, Sling is the only one who offers AMC Live.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Let me share the title cards. So I do title cards for all my shows that I do, and I showed it last week, and I'm going to show it to you guys this week of the Webcasting Dead. I love it. I'm sure you'll love it.
Where am I at?
Ed. I didn't know you was going to join us, so I'm going to have to fix it now.
Yeah, we got to get Amy on. This will be awesome.
That's not fair.
Yep.
I have to be included.
Don't worry.
That's right.
Don't cry. I got you. I got you.
Okay, don't make me turn into a snowflake.
Yeah, don't be a snowflake, Amy. Snowflake, Amy. All you have to do is send me
There's a difference.
Amy, just send me a photo of yourself, a selfie, and then I'll run it through the Dead Yourself app, and I'll add you.
You have one.
Who's the woman on the right side?
That's Ellen. She joined us with the Breaking Bad cast that we did, and she stuck around for the Better Call Saul, the Saul Good cast, and now she's sticking around because she's a Walking Dead fan for the Webcasting Dead.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I just I could see Shane and Henry, but there's a damn pop up in front of the.
Yeah, that's Ellen. And Ellen, we may not agree. We may not agree with her politically, but she is awesome to talk TV shows with.
Was she on some of your comments?
Yeah, Ellen, you
What's her
might
last
see her. Burns. You might see her.
I think Rick got me. I think Rick got me as the ass.
Dude, was she on that woman comment today?
Negan got. Negan
I don't think so.
Shane.
Oh, okay.
Negan got me. Yeah. And Ellen's eating somebody. That's you, Amy. She's eating you.
Oh no!
That's
but
funny.
yeah. But just send me a photo of your Amy, and I'll add you. And
You have a photo.
I know, but you can share a photo with me again.
Oh, I guess.
Come on, Amy.
I hate taking selfies. I feel like I'm a narcissist when I hold the phone up in my face.
But yeah, the Webcasting Dead is going to air in October. It's going to be whenever that comes back on The Walking Dead. And I'm going to go to them and say our show is going to be better than Rick DeRiello's show, the Walking Dead cast. I think it's going to be way better.
Uh-oh. Richard's going to come after you for that, Shane.
He probably he's not watching. He's not watching.
I know. I'm just saying.
Why would he watch a dinky little conservative show like this?
I know exactly.
Rick's so cool.
Rick DeRiello. You don't know him. We do.
You'll have to fill her in, Shane.
He is.
If you want to know who Richter is, look on the Looking for Bigfoot $10 million Bigfoot bounty and watch those roads.
He is the proud queen bitch of the Bigfoot community.
Amy.
Oh, in case you didn't know, he's gay.
Amy.
He is.
Yes.
Just to make it easier, take our word for it and stay the hell away from him.
Uh-oh.
All right. So on that note, all right, let's go ahead and end this before we get sued. So tune in night the 7th for another Not Mainstream. But
next Thursday
on my other channel. Next Thursday on my other channel is a Sasquatch Theater. Yes. Amy, did you get a chance to watch the Sasquatch Theater, the 8th?
I did, and I told you I watched it. I said I liked it, and you said you don't remember anything.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting old.
Yeah, I watched it, and I thought it was really funny.
Okay. Yeah, our show will be next Thursday, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. I'll be looking for the Bigfoot channel.
Yep.
We'll probably have company since it is 4th of July weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
And
but if you miss it, you can watch the archive. It'll be saved in our archive. But
please, if you think of it, send me the link.
I will.
Because
I'll send you the link.
But it depends. Like I live up in the woods on the water. I have a lot of company.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, all right.
So on that note, tune in next week for another Not Mainstream on July 7th. We also be July 6th on Looking for Bigfoot channel, The Beast of Borneo. And I gotta sit down and watch it and figure out who's going to be who. But I'll do a post. I'll do a post either Monday or Wednesday, fast and all that. So yeah. On that note, have a fun, safe 4th of July. This is going to be an epic 4th of July because it's going to be under President Trump, and he's pro-American. This is going to be the first 4th of July in a long time that we had an American president involved.
That's right.
So
Yes. God bless.
God bless America, and God bless President Donald Trump. Good night, everybody.